Steve and Jill's radio show.
Hello, Wisdomers. How are we? Welcome back. So, I did an episode last year about this topic of do aliens exist? And I thought I'd, bring it back to life again, because this was quite an interesting discussion that we had on the podcast last time. I basically, shared my thoughts on the topics of extraterrestrial life right now. And it's good to be back in 2023 with new ideas for the Steve and Chills radio show as well. It's a new year, new challenges ahead. Got a lot on at the moment. But at the end of the day, it's all about seeking a bright future and what you come to terms with in your self-belief. Now, the thing with the multiverse out there, and whether the alien life forms exist as well. You think about, what it is that you can always believe in yourself, I guess. The point I'm trying to make is there's so much information out there on the topic of extraterrestrial life and where this issues arise for the multiverse and the universe out there. Like I said, it's all about, trying to find the type of correct information with the correct research to your power of mind, I guess. Now, I always love talking about stuff on the Steve and Chills radio show, and using social audio, which has been a fantastic blessing in my life here on Wisdom. But I'll always be here, and this is what I do. You know that. I just think that sooner or later we have to come to a conclusion about the the world out there, as it is a big bad world. Now, obviously, since COVID-19, I had COVID-19 over Christmas. Yes, it was terrible, but and it goes to show, well, what is the truth to life anymore in this divine universe sort energy. You look back to Bob Lazar, okay, who went on the Joe Rogan Experience. Things like, there's a lot of right-wing conspiracy theorists out there who will basically, come up with these ridiculous claims that are not true and go around creating hoaxes and, photoshopping things with photoshops that they claim that it is a UFO, or yeah, I saw Area 51, etc., etc. And then it's like, well, who has the right to go and deceive people and tell them, oh yeah, that they claim to have seen a certain entity in the sky that never, you know, was proven to be true? They're called hoaxes, fraudsters. These so-called crop circles have been man-made by a bunch of idiots who go and do these crop circles and say, oh, it was a huge mothership that came down here and then it left all this crop circles. I heard a lot about this case, you know. And then you think at the end of the day that if extraterrestrial life form is out there, I definitely would be excited to see an alien or UFO one day enter Earth's atmosphere at the same time. You know that, and that would be good for a lot of people to think. Well, yeah, it's nice to get the truth out for once, and I believe people do need the truth. You know that people do need to hear what's the real reality of the world. All right. As you know, I always love talking about the weather. It is 20.7 degrees Celsius. It is 10:44 p.m. right now. It feels like 22.4 degrees Celsius. Minimum of 18 degrees Celsius, a top of 29. That was the max. For tomorrow, low of 18 degrees Celsius, top of 29 degrees Celsius, sunny, partly cloudy. Tuesday, sunny, partly cloudy, a low of 17 degrees Celsius, top of 30 degrees Celsius. Wednesday, sunny with showers predicted, a low of 16 degrees Celsius, top of 34 degrees Celsius. Thursday, sunny with showers predicted, a low of 17 degrees Celsius, top of 22 degrees Celsius. Friday, cloudy, low of 15 degrees Celsius, top of 23 degrees Celsius. Saturday, sunny with showers, low of 13 degrees Celsius, top of 26 degrees Celsius. Sunday, sunny with showers predicted, low of 15 degrees Celsius and a top of 25 degrees Celsius at the max. But yeah, and then I always think that you know I mean, how else can I say it? Also, too, southwesterly 7 kilometers an hour wind, 9 kilometers an hour gust. It's 88% humidity. The rain today was 75% high chance of no rain, 50% medium chance of no rain, 25% low chance of less than 1 millimetre. Sydney, Australia, mostly clear. The chance of a thunderstorm in the outer west. Winds east to northeasterly, 20 to 30 kilometres an hour, decreasing to 15 to 20 kilometres an hour in the late evening. Today, the sunrise was 6:02 a.m. and sunset was 8:12 p.m. Last quarter was the moon phase, and we have a new moon on the 22nd of January. Is the next moon phase. So yeah, I mean, each to their own. I certainly think that there is different entities and different forces out there in the universe, even in spirituality, yet we don't see spirituality. But definitely you could feel it, feel the presence of spirituality out there. Now, I know people that I had on the show as well shared their stories, and that was amazing to share your stories about the extraterrestrial world in general. I think too it becomes, for what the answers do you seek? What is the true scientific evidence that you are looking forward to if you do, come across the world of extraterrestrial life out there? And then you think, well, am I in the right? Should I talk up and speak up about my experience? I know people out there, if they have had an alien abduction and they're afraid to speak about it, and that's, everyone has their own stories or they want to remain anonymous, and that is completely fine, But I think it's good to listen to people's experience of the spiritual world and what is going on out there, the universal forces and the divine intervention of the universe. See, my 2 weeks off having COVID-19 over Christmas break, it was shit. It was like I was just so restless, just home for 2 weeks, felt like shit, didn't have an appetite, it really got me good. But it goes to show that, you know, when our world governments want to start pushing their own vaccine mandates on people, and yet I have had a fourth booster shot and I still ended up getting it very bad. Turns out I have a low immunity to the virus. When you hear about the health minister telling people that they need their shot, otherwise, no jab, no play, but then it turns out to be a disaster. It just goes to show that the true power that world governments want to have over our society, and it's pretty much they want to control everyone and control everything of your personal life. They want to regulate everything. Okay? We saw that QR code check-ins, and then you think, well, there is conspiracy theorists out there say that, they want to start microchipping people, which is creepy shit. I just think it's stupid shit to be, like, wanting to microchip someone in order for them to do their banking, groceries, and pretty much became like that. Oh, just to sit at a coffee shop, oh, you had to use a QR code check-in, and turns out that Service New South Wales was 3 weeks behind on the QR code. So we have seen in 2 years about what it, means to be taking advantage of the Australian population and the world, just for someone to, or the world governments to basically have power over everyone and become dictators and telling us how we, the people, should be running our lives, you know. And I definitely think for a second that, you know, going ahead now, everyone has their own journey and spiritual pathway in the world that we are living in right now. And I just think it's all about, you know, coming across to your conclusion and your righteousness, and, seeing the evidence for yourself without relying on some random dickhead who, writes an article on Wikipedia, which is just writing a bunch of bullshit, because a lot of shit that's on Wikipedia is just shit at the end of the day. Yeah, I mean, how many scientists are denying about the chupacabra that is, slaughtering cattle in Colorado, this mysterious animal? Zoologists deny it. It's clearly evidence that it's there, but why does the professors want to deny something unexplained, the chupacabra? You can look it up on, on the internet if you want. And it's quite interesting that whatever this thing is, if it is an extraterrestrial entity or being, leaves no evidence behind. And you think, oh my god. So I do think that there is a lot to uncover in the world now. And I do think that people should start knowing the truth and speaking up. I mean, last episode we did, I talked about Men in Black spying on people, intimidating people, showing up to random people's houses because there might have been some activity out there, and pretty much silencing people's right to question what the hell is going on, in the world. So I do think that a lot of conspiracy theorists can say, well, can try and scare you all they want. But like I said before, it's all about coming up with the answers yourself, And sometimes we have to learn to not rely on any old Dick and Harry who writes on the Wikipedia. We have to go and do the research ourselves with this issue at hand that people are facing, and it is affecting people's lives as well. And the thing is, like I said, if people have had an alien abduction and they're embarrassed to talk about it, I'm with you. You know, they might think if I have to go to a counselor or a psychologist, they're not going to believe me. They're going to laugh at me, and I know that's happened to people, and it's quite sad. So I do think that we should, have an open mind to the spiritual forces out there that are around the universe, and not to be mucking around with bad spiritual forces like what some little shithead do, is they don't take it seriously and it bites them on the backside. You know that. I mean, you got to look at it like from my point of view as well. Like, I've been to many UFO meetings in my younger life and my teenage years. I remember back in the Blue Mountains, there was what was going on? The Yowie was walking around. You know, I've never seen the Yowie running around, but I would think, you know, it would be great to see new entities and new discoverability in, you know, whatever the Yowie, if it's classed as an animal or something, would be fantastic. But I guess it must be very smart if people can't hunt them down, because they must know how humans think. The Black Panther too has been spotted as well, you know. But I think if you've seen it in person, and like I said before, for me, I would have to see it to believe. It's like, you know, when Jesus resurrected from the dead, right? The Apostle Paul didn't believe it until he physically touched Jesus. Now, I'm like the Apostle Paul. I'll have to physically touch it, and then that's when I'd say, yes, it is real. That's just my opinion. People might think I'm crazy, but that's fine. I think if you've seen UFOs, you know it's real in your heart. Some people want to keep it quiet. But then there's stupid people who go on photoshopping it and scamming people like Al Gore with global warming and climate change, making a business out of it. And then that's not cool. You know, people should have the right to share about their experience. And, you know, I've seen many UFO conferences where, you know, they just go on and on and on and on and on, and people just don't shut up half the time. And they don't get to the point of what the truth is about these world entities in the world right now. So I just think, you know, if you try your best and you do good in life, you give it 110%, you give it 100% all the time, you know you're gonna make it. You know there is good out there in the world. I think you should deserve to live the best life that you can live for once. You know that. Many so-called journalists go around stirring up trouble and trying to get influence you politically. But it's, you know, I think more people, I guess, need to share their experiences if they have had an extraterrestrial experience, to speak up straight away. You know that. And not, it's not cool at all to laugh at someone who, you know, has gone through something so traumatic, and they think, you know, no one's gonna believe me, they're gonna laugh at me, and it's quite sad. It really is sad, you know. Very sad that happened. So I'm just wondering, you know, it's all about finding that we have, a spiritual entity in our world. And we've got to find that our answers, have to come from the truth and what we shall desire one day. Because one day, I think that the truth does come to light and the truth does manifest in a positive way. I'm quite happy talking about these issues at hand that people do find challenging to face. Some people do have a hard time of speaking up. It's okay to share things that have, might have impacted your life spiritually in the great divine universe where science or psychology could not explain, because there is so many questions out there that we all have, but yet we want answers straight away. So I guess I look at it like this. Don't be afraid to speak up about your experience, and it helps you stay stronger, because in the end of the day, you want to have a high energy setting and a high vibration to conquer the world. Now, for the last 2 weeks, been having a shit week. Had a lot of issues happen at home. A lot of my routine was messed up, but I am back. I always enjoy doing the podcast here on Wisdom, and it's really good. It's fun. I love it. I really do. I love it. I love social audio. Guys, I'll leave it there. Please like, share, and subscribe to the Stephen Shields radio show. New podcasts are available every Friday at 6 p.m. Sydney, Australia time. Bye for now.